So the book is written in part through the lens of the story of your sister's multiple incarcerations on various drug-related charges. And I'm wondering if you could share with us briefly an update on how your sister's doing.
Yeah, definitely. So it's interesting. I've been asked this question a lot since my book came out, and up until a few months ago, I've been able to give a really positive answer because when she got out of prison, she was very excited about reuniting with her daughter. Her daughter kind of provided this inspiration to recover that she hadn't had before. That's not to say that everyone who is drug dependent should go out and have a baby in order to motivate themselves, but for her, it happened to be really an amazing motivator. And also, I think she was just so grateful to come through on the other side of the horrific experience that she had. And I also think, she was very excited about my book coming out, and after it came out, she had some opportunities for like public speaking and volunteering in the realm of prison justice, and she was getting interested in kind of putting her experiences toward a larger goal and toward social justice. And so in some ways things were going really well. She was still occasionally struggling with drugs, but that was a smaller part of her life because she had all these other elements. But in the fall, we had a really terrible tragedy in my family, and particularly in her life. So she had a second baby in early fall. And when the baby was 1 month old, she died. The baby died. And so this was devastating, obviously, in and of itself. But in addition to that, when it first happened, my parents called 911. My sister was staying at my parents' house with her two daughters at the time. So my parents called 911, and in addition to the paramedics coming, the police also showed up. There were just like 6 or 7 police officers just kind of swarming the house. And when I showed up, they were all over the place. And because of my sister's long criminal record and her history of drug abuse, of course, all of that's in the system. And because of all of those things, they really started grilling her. And despite the fact that my niece died in her crib, she died in her sleep, there's no evidence of any wrongdoing or anything like that, this huge criminal investigation was opened up that has really turned my family upside down and just put this enormous weight on my sister on top of the fact that her baby died. And so it's put her in a position where in many ways she's been moving backward, and I think feels like the odds are against her in all of these ways. And actually the day that my baby niece died, my other niece was taken away by DCFS, and she's no longer in my sister's care. My sister has to try to earn her back, but at this point that seems really difficult. So yeah, I think it's devastating, and it's also just a sign of how much a criminal record follows you. I think that a lot of other people in this circumstance, their situations would have inspired, just pure sympathy, and for her, it led to just this unraveling and this huge level of state involvement that is really causing a lot of people to suffer.